Welcome to the first episode of Frostpunk. This is such an amazing game. I played it on my own, on my laptop, and I beat it, and holy shit, it is amazing. Fahrenheit. I'm American, goddammit. This is seriously such an amazing game. And Desmond, London 37, London refugee. Medical helper, mother to Claire. It's really cool because each menu you go to goes to a different person. Claire Desmond, 12, working kid, dreaming about sun and food. So, because some of it will be explained in the opening, but this is basically a city builder, but it is unique in that there is technically a final boss. Oh, no, that was free. Okay. I'm gonna keep it off survival mode because I am not very good. I'll leave it there. Let's just keep it easy because on easy, I suck. Easy's plenty challenge for me. And you see this icon in the top left corner? Do not turn off the PlayStation 4 system. There are many theories about what has caused this global winter. Despite much research, nobody can say for certain why it happened.
We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped of pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly, without a warning. When tides had changed, they changed for all of us, no matter wealth or class. We've lost our world to snow, and with it, our last traces of humanity. We bid farewell to plenty, and for those who remained came the time to adapt. We decided to leave our homes and head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months, leaving behind all the things we once believed had made us. It was hope pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step. We knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
And now begins the challenge. A new home. We fled from London and crossed the sea to reach the frozen north. On our way, our convoy was hit by a blizzard and scattered. A handful of us managed to reach the side of the generator, only to find it frozen solid and abandoned. Why is no one here? Did any of our people survive the blizzard? Are there any others out there? Whatever we do, we should expect the worst now that the world we know has crumbled. We have to survive. Fight the cold. We need to get the generators working. It provides heat and power to the other buildings. Without it, we'll freeze to death. Stockpile some coal and start the generator. Before I do anything else, though. Create a second save real quick. Okay. Okay, directional pad controls that. That's the heat index. That's something else entirely. Here we go, controls. Okay, up is normal game speed, down is pause, right is increase, back left is decrease. Notification. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I have the camera controls. Okay. So if I remember correctly, each one houses 10 people. So let's go ahead and build 8 houses. We're out of wood. Yes, thank you. Some people to select X and use assignment panel. Okay. That's steel I need. How many people do I have? 50? Let's go ahead, put the full 15 on this one. Put a full 15 on this one. No, it's a coal deposit I need. Okay. So this is a very unique game in that not only do I have to keep maintaining resources, but I also have to keep people from freezing to death, in case that wasn't obvious enough. So right here is the generator. This will basically provide it will provide heat and power to the buildings once I have more set up. Then another thing that's unique about it is that I can enact laws that will either increase everyone's happiness or decrease everyone's happiness. And I'll explain what I mean by final boss once I get closer to that point. But honestly, this is I just cannot wait to show this game to everyone. It is this full game to everyone. It is amazing. It is beautifully crafted. And I originally didn't used to hold this line of thought that indie games would be would like keep gaming alive, but honestly, just after how everything is going right now, seeing how everything is going right now with like major AAA studios, I think that the future of gaming may just be indie games. Okay, plan out the road here. Controlling time, I already know how to do that now, and I already know how to use the construction wheel. Oh, sorry, did I say happiness? I meant hope. So yeah, each law I implement will either decrease or increase hope, decrease or increase discontent. If hope drops all the way, then I think the city just dies. If discontent rate gets too high, I either get kicked out or executed. But if I can keep discontent low and hope high, my people will be a trillion times more productive than they are currently, and a lot of good will come my way. The generator provides heat and power. Turn on the shortcuts menu, R2 over the generator, or in the selection panel, X over generator. Alright. And so now, as per any workday, we are now in downtime. And it's pretty simple in that, well, this is when everyone stops working. Which, I can't change that based on laws I signed into order. Speaking of, let's open the Book of Laws. Let's see. Let's go this way. Emergency shift. Sometimes we have to concentrate on the task at hand at the cost of everything else. Or die. New ability. I can force workers in any facility to work for the next 24 hours. Using emergency shift will raise discontent. Discontent will raise slightly. So that is so the blue obviously explains the thing. The first red shows that anytime I use 24 the emergency shift, obviously as it says, will raise discontent, meaning I need to be careful not to enact it too often, otherwise people are going to get pissy. And then discontent will raise slightly, means that the second I sign this into law, things will go into... People will get a little upset with that decision. Unfortunately, that's their lot in life.
Hear me! New law in the city.
So, since for now, I can't really... Let's see, what's this? Heating is off. Generator is off. People are afraid they'll freeze to death in their sleep if you don't at least turn on for the night. I'll turn it on at bedtime. So for now, since coal is limited, I have to be careful the amount of times I turn on the generator. If I turn it on too many times, I suck up my coal reserve like that. Might as well. That's what, 8 p.m.? That's right around when people go to sleep. Food. The generator hums with reassuring warmth, but we shouldn't take it for granted. If the generator goes down, the city dies. Be mindful of coal reserves. Now food. There'll be no city if we starve to death. Secure a way to provide raw food and build a cookhouse to prepare meals. And here's where things are going to get a little more testy. Oh, and every time I sign into law, I have to wait a while. So I have to, obviously, as you can tell in my top right-hand corner, for now, it's just food. I have raw food and cooked food to worry about. Well, I guess that's the only two that pop up there. On the bottom, no, that's incorrect. No, yes, that is correct. On the bottom, beneath the discontent and hope bar, no one's getting sick right now, so that won't show up. But if people start getting sick, I'll start getting those medical notifications down there. And if people get severely sick, then I am screwed. Seafood. Okay, how much wood do I have? I need to be smart right now. 57. How much is it for a resource, for a gathering post? For fuck's sake, Rain, come on. Oh, okay, so that's road. Gathering post, resource. Gathering post. So this thing is nifty in that I can put it near those resource nodes, put 10 people to work in there, and then over the course of the day, they'll collect all those things instead of me having to assign a group of 15 to each individual node. Nope. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow to build medical posts. I need to get those up as soon as I can because the second people start getting sick, it's gonna be a cascade effect, and I will not be able to fix it if it gets out of hand. Yeah, just everything about this game is so amazing. The music, the gameplay. I'm not super big on city builders, just because I don't have the mental capacity to build an efficient city. You're going to see that very soon, if not now. Temperature overlay by pressing touchpad. Temperature inside a building depends on the power setting of the generator. If the building is in a heat zone, that building's insulation, and the conditions outside. There are 6 temperature levels: comfortable, livable, chilly, cold, very cold, and freezing. Keeping homes and workplaces as warm as possible helps prevent people from falling ill. Some workplaces might become inoperable if the temperature falls too low, which is absolutely something that cannot happen. $25, yeah, shit. Now, thankfully, the nice little thing about this game is that all the resources that I need are within here. I just have to be smart about how I collect them and how I use them. If I'm not smart on either, I will die. Okay, let's pull all you people off of there. And let's put 10 people to work here. This is a trillion times more efficient because now instead of 30 people having to gather wood and 15 people collect coal, I now just need 10 people to do so. Which frees up more workers, and then I can distribute the workforce better. And maybe you see it, maybe you don't, but underneath my raw food and cooked food is the calendar. You'll notice after a little bit after day 5 starts, there's that little thermometer with two arrows going down. That means it's going to get a lot colder. So anything that's not next to the generator is going to get a lot or any heat source rather is going to get very cold very fast. So now I have 30 workers available. Shit, someone got sick. Illness and healthcare. Cold homes or workplaces cause people to get sick. Without proper care, they can become gravely ill and might die. The sick can be treated in medical posts, but the gravely ill need an infirmary to be treated. The radical treatment law allows you to treat the gravely ill in medical posts, but some of them will be left as amputees. The sustained life law allows you to keep the gravely ill alive, but untreated, in medical posts or care houses indefinitely. Yeah, all that is really is just a kick in the head to let me know, hey, start building infirmaries. Because like I said, this is a cascading effect. If too many people get sick all at once, then I am screwed, because then I can't treat them all enough, and then my workforce diminishes immensely. We're doing fine, all things considered. Thank you, Mr. Ford. At least we're alive. Not everyone's so lucky. Because I can't forget, this is technically British. we're British, I should say. Day-night cycle. I mean, it's kind of... The city wakes up at around 6 p.m. People have free time until the work shift starts at... Have some free time until the work shift's at 8 a.m. Unless there's construction work to do. After they finish their shift at 1800 hours, they are free to help with construction again, which can help them well past midnight. Keep them up well past midnight. You can extend the tower shift if you sign certain laws. The generator is the heart of the city and the only source of heat in this frozen hole. Quite literally. You should turn it on as soon as you stockpile enough coal. The generator heats a circular zone around it, consuming at least 60 units of coal per hour. You can research coal generator upgrades that raise the heat output and expand the heat zone and reduce coal usage. You unlocked a new building ability by signing a law. Building abilities can affect society in many ways. Each has a cooldown and many also a cost. You can find out more about a given ability in the buildings panel. Yep. Oh, I suppose. I guess that wasn't entirely true. I don't have 30 workers available. I have 45 workers available. What's the difference between workers and engineers? Well, workers, they can do any manual labor job I put them to. Engineers, however, they have to operate medical tents and research stations.
Work time. Get moving.
And here's the overdrive function. I don't need it now, but eventually I might need it. Basically, it's as it sounds. I put the generator into overdrive. But what's the big deal, you may be thinking? Well, if I leave the generator on overdrive for too long, it'll blow up, and then the city's doomed. So basically, I have to maintain perfect equilibrium, or I am screwed in everything that I do. Alright, let's see. 25, so I'm gonna want 50 wood. I need a bit. Oh, I need a cookhouse. I don't really need any more resources yet. Ow. Sorry, I know that's kind of random for me to be complaining about the wood resources, but I wouldn't say the opening to the game is vital, but it is very vital that I don't screw up too horribly in the opening. Because on my very first playthrough of this game, I signed in all the laws that raised hope immediately, and that screwed me in the ass, because when it came to the end game, I had no way of getting people's hope back up. And it was dropping fast. Why is it dropping fast? Well, I'll explain as I cross those bridges. I'm also going to need those research stations, because absolutely nothing can get done without a research station. Let's go ahead. Shit. I am probably gonna regret doing that. Let's see how many resources are these guys generating? 4.8 wood an hour. What? Oh, that's really good. Yet I can introduce a new law. Well, with how shit is right now, we're going to need an extended shift. Building a city in this frozen hell requires sacrifice. People will get more done if they work longer shifts. New shift length. You can extend the workday in any facility to 14 hours. Working overtime can cause discontent. Discontent will rise slightly. So this is like emergency shift, as you can tell, obviously. And, what? 10 hours isn't enough? I suppose in all circumstances. I know many will complain, but we must work harder to survive. That was a horrible British accent. Yeah, and you guys are not going to like what I'm going to tell you. That's fine, it's not freezing yet. That's why I need to get medical facilities and research stuff probably built by day 5. Food and hunger. To get raw food, build a hunter's hut or hothouse using the construction menu. Food is processed in the cookhouse into more efficient food rations. If you don't supply people with food, they will revolt or starve. Alright, so these people will be creating food rations. As long as the food rations supersedes my population, then my people won't go hungry. If they start going hungry, that's going to be a very hard problem to rectify. Excuse me. Yeah, but yeah, I have to keep this very, very delicate equilibrium. I have to make sure that there are 0 sick people. I have to make sure food is always readily available for them. I have to make sure I have enough coal, wood, steel, and Next to that steel is steam batteries, but that's not steam cores, I should say. That's not necessary until I unlock more advanced stuff.
Finish your labors, people. The workday is up.
Okay, it looks like I have enough wood for medical post. At some point, I'm gonna need to figure out how I want to zone this whole thing. Because every time I played this game, my cities have become a disorganized mess. It's already 7 p.m. Might as well go ahead. No. Yes. No. Yes. Alright. And now that that's working at 100% capacity, we can get that person nice and healthy a lot sooner. Now, of course, a new problem is kind of quickly approaching. These are limited resources right here. Once they dry up, I have to move on to more sustainable ones. The problem is, I think that's right. Yeah, that's it right there. I don't have an ore drill, which means I need it. Which means I need research stations. And honestly, I could probably build them within the day. How much is it for a gathering post? 15 wood. I'm gonna have to make a very tough decision. But I think I'm gonna build another gathering post, slap it right here. And then that's gonna leave me with 25 people to work with. Some buildings, such as the medical post or workshop, require intense mental labor from the people employed there, and as such can only be staffed by engineers. Workers only provide manual labor. Children can't be employed at all initially. Their workforce distribution is shown in the top right corner when you press square. Let's go ahead and speed up till the morning. Get a move on, chaps. There's still plenty of work to do. We're doing fine, all things considered. This is probably going to bite me in the ass, but I need another gathering station. I apologize that the gameplay for this is so slow, but trust me, it'll get a lot more interesting the later on I go. Alright, another law. Radical treatment, sustain life, soup, or food additives. Soup. We can cook soup instead of full meals to feed more people with the same amount of raw food. Hope will fall slightly. Discontent will rise slightly. Eating soup will cause discontent. Unfortunately, well, we're gonna have to be living on soup. Cookhouse will produce 5 food rations from 2 raw food, compared to 4 from 2.
Work time. Get back to work.
But there's a way I can counteract that. You guys couldn't have just traveled in a straight line? Granted, I don't have a road set up. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what was it I needed for research? Tech, here we go. It is gathering how many wood? 4 every hour. 3 hours is 12. 13 technically. So in about 4 hours I'll have what I need to build that. Thankfully, those coal piles last quite a while. And Emma will recover in 10 hours. Alright, let's go ahead and throw 10 more people at this problem. Then what do I need for a hunter's hut? 20 wood. I will get that in no time with the combined effort of those 2 workstations. Sorry fellows, but we do need wood. And now the problem begins to arise. But but it is a, dare I say, blessing in disguise? Nah, probably not blessing in disguise. But it is not without its downsides, I should say. Because once the resources nodes wear out here, I can dismantle that building, I can get all resources back. Oh, I'm sorry. Use the workshop to develop new buildings and improvements. Research is grouped in tiers. You'll have to research a tier upgrade before you can start researching technology in that tier. Researching each topic costs resources and takes time. Yep. Alright. For starters, we are going to need heaters. And people from our convoy. With basic resources secured for now, we can try to rescue the people we left behind. Build a beacon, scout Frostland, and save as many survivors from our expedition as possible. I'll need a workshop to design plans for more advanced buildings. And I already have a workshop. And the nice thing is, with, I don't know if I pointed out, but with, I think, up to a maximum of 4, I can have insanely fast research times. But right now, since I only have 5 engineers, which make up the remainder of my workforce, I think I will hold off on that. Alright, no, you know what? No. The sooner I can get this in working order, you guys are gonna hate me for that, but the sooner I can get my research done, the sooner that the end game will just be a cakewalk. And as it looks in my in the resource nodes, I also have a limited amount of space for resources. Thankfully, I can build resource depots, and I can expand on whatever I need. But there is a caveat. Each resource depot I built has to be specifically for one thing or the other. It cannot be, it's not an overall expansion. Weather changes. Temperature changes affect the whole city. Pay close attention to the weather forecast in the upper right-hand corner. The city info panel accessible through the command hub provides more details. Plan accordingly, lest your people freeze to death. Hunters leave the city to hunt in the Frostland for food. They work from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. Initially, they bring up to 15 units of raw food from each hunt. Research upgrades to significantly increase hunt yield. Is someone sick? Damn it. Now, apparently, there is a very cheeky way to do the, to handle the sick people. But I'm not sure I want to do that because, well, it would just be a bother. And kind of cheap. People from our convoy. Family torn apart. Sir, a woman came forward after we built the workshop. She said that her husband and daughter didn't reach the city with the main group, but she's sure they're still out there. She wants to join the scout team we'll send out. She urges you to hurry. We'll do what we can. And, from time to time, those little tidbits will pop up. So it'll be something. It could be something sort of related, or it could just be as simple as someone or it's a request from someone that maybe I'm neglecting a specific part of the city. And then I will, depending on what it is, I will be given 3 options. I can either give everyone what they need, I can give some of the people what they need, or I can ignore them altogether. And then my controller is gonna die. Oh, they're joined together, aren't they? That's cool. And I guess it's kind of obvious, but that canceled sign, that's basically letting me know that that building is not operable. Now, for now, it's just because I'm out of raw food rations, or raw food, and can't do anything with the cookhouse. Excuse me. But as I get further along in the game, that indicator could mean something else entirely. So let's see. I'm good on tech for now. Not enough for resource depot. Okay. What's left over here? Wooden crates, and they'll pick that raw come morning. Wood will be done in 5 hours. That's a giant chunk of the workday, though. Oh well. And this first line is pretty handy for starting out. So obviously, once I set up that beacon, I can start setting up exploration. Steam Hub will be a portable heater, essentially. So now I can place those like near workplaces or home or tents that are further away from the generator, and they will generate heat in a small area. Then obviously, it's as these things say, coal thumper. This will thump on the ground and it will make coal rise to the front. To the top of it. It'll be essentially like if I have those coal piles, it's basically an infinitely generating coal pile. Sawmill is, well, I hope you know what a sawmill is. It will gather far more wood for me, and then a steelworks farm obviously gather far more metal. Ooh. Hunter's gear. Thanks to better snowshoes and enhanced camouflage, hunters setting out from the hunter's hut will return with more raw food from each hunt, up to 22 raw food per hunt. This is good. Normally it's by the 4th day that I have... normally it's later than the 4th day where I have that set up. I gotta remember to fast forward through the night. At least we're alive. not everyone's so lucky. Another day, another shift. Well, that's life. Ah. Here is a story-sensitive request. A word of advice. Workers are needed. There is so much to do and not enough hands to do it. A quick way of addressing this problem is to put our children to work. I don't think we're desperate enough for me to consider that yet. Part of the reason I wanted to start this series is because the sequel to this game is coming out very soon. Well, very soon. I think it's coming out in summer of this year. So there's nothing more I can do there. Fighting arena, I don't think I have enough people to really justify having one of those. Now, this tree will be super useful because this will help me raise public hope. Or rather, these are laws that will help me reduce discontent and raise hope on a daily basis. But I think I'm going to hold off for that because I don't have a large enough population. Or rather, it's less so the population and more I just don't have a whole lot of resources to draw from. Radical treatment or sustain life. If I sustain life, they won't die. If I sustain life, the gravely ill will stay that way until they die. With radical treatment, I could save them, but then they could become amputees. And if they're an amputee, then that means that I have to build a factory to start building prosthetic limbs. And right now, all I have is one steam core, and that doesn't seem very viable to me. And steam cores, they're basically just like power cells. They allow me to build stuff like sawmills and foundries. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They'll be done by 11 in the morning, so that's not horrible. Fast forward, because absolutely nothing is happening right now. Ah, something did just happen.
Time to get to work.
Let's go ahead and do that, and let's dismantle this building. And now I can set a lot... Nope. And now I can set a law into motion. So here it gives you options on what you can do with your dead, obviously. If I do corpse disposal, I essentially do a mass grave, but on the upside, I can use dead bodies as fertilizer for when I finally build the greenhouse. Or the hothouse, as it's called in this one. If I build a cemetery, those bodies are just taking up space. But I won't have to do something horrendous to the bodies. I really don't want to do a mass grave. That's... It sounds useful, but... I don't know. It's gruesome. It is a survival situation. But ultimately, we shouldn't be doing that to the dead bodies, so I think I shall create a cemetery. We will establish a burial ground so we can lay our dead to rest with dignity and respect. New building, cemetery. Hope will rise slightly. No risk of disease from unburied bodies. Each burial will keep some people from work for a few hours. You will have to establish a cemetery, which should be no problem. Now, of course, nobody is dying right now, but I will eventually hit a point where people could start dying. And yeah, with no risk of disease, it's a lot better, because if I do the mass grave, I have to worry about making sure that it's nowhere near a heat source, because if it's near a heat source, then it increases the chance the bodies thaw and they start rotting, and of course that releases pathogens. Although one thing, just because I can see it from here, that would be a bit of a boon is organ transplants, and that I could take harvest organs from the dead and give them to the living. But that is gruesome, and even though we are in a survival situation, I'd rather not do that.
Hear me, hear me.
Pay close attention to hope and discontent of your people. If they become too angry with you or lose faith in their survival, your days as their leader will be numbered. At least after death, we'll be allowed to rest properly. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, as it should be. Was that resources? No, here we go. People. And also, considering it only costs 10 wood, I'm okay with that. I think... Now here's the problem. I want to use that space for the cemetery, but I feel like it would be super disrespectful to have it next to deposit. I guess right here wouldn't be. You know what? Screw it. I mean, yes, it's a game, but at the same time, it's like, that doesn't mean I have to give up my humanity, you know? Oh shit, that's not connected, is it? There we go. So I'll just have to remember not to put any resource gatherers down there, because I also probably don't want the cemetery right next to where people eat. All right, sweetness. Hunter's gear sounds good. But I need that beacon up, because this... Yep. Beacon first. That should be done in 3 hours. Sweet. So 1300, that would be 1 p.m. And then I can invest in the sawmill, because I absolutely need to start getting these trees that are right here. Unfortunately, the trees are another band-aid solution, because they only last for so long. And here's the overdrive I was mentioning. In extreme circumstances, the generator can be put into overdrive. This will increase the heat it provides, but also put the generator under stress. Keep an eye on the stress gauge when it reaches 100%. Keep an eye on the stress gauge. When it reaches 100%, the generator will explode. So yeah, I have to turn that off for now. Cemetery established. The cemetery has been established. We can now put our dead to rest. Hope rises. Beacon researched, you beautiful bastards. Resources, coal 15. No, let's get a sawmill going because I need that. I have a structured settlement and I need lumber now. Should be done in 4 hours. 1800. Do I have these guys on overtime? Yeah. So that'll be 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6 o'clock. So that's not horrible, but... And the heaters are nice because I can heat each workstation without it, so if they're far off, like over here or over there, when I get on the colder days, I don't have to worry too much about keeping my people warm. Why would I need to worry about keeping my people warm? Because if they are too far away from the heater, they can get frostbite, which will make them sick, which will in turn put them in the infirmary, and I just can't afford to have people in the infirmary. Speaking of, just as a precaution, I should build another medical post.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out.
Alright, how much for a sawmill? Oh, yeah, 20 and 35. Let's see. I have 48. You know what? Yeah, let's do this thing. Put that right there. Build that. Go over to wood. Do the sawmill and boom. All right. I don't have any wood. Beacon built. We are no longer lost and blind. From now on, our people will be able to survey the ice barrens that surround us, the Frostland. And it is truly tremendous. Now I can set up a survey team, and I can have them head out and explore not just for survivors, but for resources or just general points of interest. Lost Expedition and the crash site. For now, I can't send anyone because I do not have a team put together. But that can all change beautifully. Alright, it is nighttime, so go ahead and just... Ooh. People from our convoy, ready to search. People cheer as a giant observation balloon soars above the city. This is a real feat. Everyone feels proud of the work they've done to make it happen. Volunteers have lined up, eager to go looking for our lost people in the Frostland. The woman who came forward earlier is among them. We need a win. Unfortunately for now, I can't assign anyone because I do not have the wood. Now is going to be the biggest challenge of the game. We can keep going like this for a while, I'd say. Let's get to work. We can't let up now. Chitty pip cheerio, you know that. You know what? You guys have been rock stars, so let's go back to 10 hours. How late are you guys working? 10 hours, so you're fine then. Now, the good thing with the heater is, like I said, it can warm up the building they're working at. The downside, unfortunately, is that it consumes coal.
Bundle up. It's getting colder.
Yeah. Nope. And unfortunately, that is one of those buildings. It's getting colder with each day. I hope I don't freeze to death on duty. Coal pile is depleted. Alright. Alright, you beautiful sons of bitches. Get me a coal thumper. I'm gonna leave that intact, but I am going to take away the people working there for now. And let's send these people to the Lost Expedition. It'll take them 10 in-game hours before anything can get done. Or before they reach there. Honestly, I think I am doing pretty good right now. Normally, I'm hurting for food. But not this time, so I clearly did something right. And on day 5 too, usually it's like day 6 or 7 by the time I send out the expedition. But this by no means is not enough. You beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous bastards. Have I mentioned how much I love you, beautiful bastards? And how fast will you guys complete that in? 4 hours? Bitchin'. And so, since this is next to a gathering post, I should probably build another gathering post, because that'll quintuple the coal gathering, but that's neither here nor there. Let's see, how depleted... It's just the steel. You guys can keep dismantling stuff. You'll have that done in 4 hours, not in time for the next hunting party.
Finish your labors, people. The work day is up.
Once they reach an unexplored site, scouts will await your orders. To issue them, select the scouts and use the exploration panel. To give orders to your scouts, select them with X and choose the direction. The action from the panel shown on the right with the directional pad and X. Scouts will often need your decision on how to deal with what they find. Note, scouts carry the resources they recover with them, so in order to make use of those resources, you need to call them back to the city and wait for their return. The rest of our people made camp here. Too exhausted to go on. We should escort them to the city. The lost expedition. Our happy reunion. We enter the camp, appearing out of the driving snow. A choir of excited voices welcome us. Thank God you found us. We've been wandering for days, until we couldn't go any longer. Soon we'd begin to starve. Children and adults surround us, packed and ready to go. Let's bring them home. It's just so goddamn beautiful. And let's see, what are they bringing back with them? $22 children, no, 22 new workers, 10 adults, 4 children. So, let's see, that'll be 32, 36. So I'll need 4 more tents. One, 2, 3, and 4. Engineers, that's awesome. That is awesome. I have 5 more people for that, and then I can build another workshop. Now, did I get the heaters in time? No. Okay. Are they researching the heaters? No, they're researching the hunter gear. Scout Unit Number 1 has returned safely to the city. Awesome. Oh, you brave bastards. You did that at nighttime, too. I'm surprised none of you are dead. People from our convoy. Reunions. It's heartwarming to see families reunited after so many hardships. But shouldn't there be other settlements nearby? The first expeditions left London long ago. They ought to be well established by now. They'll surely need our help. They'll surely help us find our footing. Let's go look for the others. Gloomy Cave, crash site, 20 hours, 22 hours. Let's go to crash site. Our people found a trail leading to the wilderness. We should follow it. We must find other people and ask them for help to help secure our survival. Alright, let's put those engineers to work. Let's put these people to work. This should leave me, sweet, 7 reserves. And let's go ahead and slap that bad boy down. Did one of the engineers get sick? Going to build. Okay. Ha. It has warmed up, so now I no longer need these buildings operating their heaters.
Get to work. Move.
You engineers are so goddamn beautiful. I would kiss all of you if I could. Or wanted to. Steelworks. Does that need a... Oh, no. Sweet. I don't have a whole lot of wood. I could... No, I don't have enough wood regardless. Let's see, that's 10 wood. That's 35... Let's go ahead and do that. Speed up the day because there really is no reason not to. Turn off the generator because there's no reason to have that on. And while I'm waiting for research to finish, I'm going to need a resource depot. So let's slap this mamma jamma right there. And I'm going to expand the food stores. Building here will destroy resources not adjacent to the street. Alright, so let's speed things along. I'd never noticed that before, that when you build them right next to each other, they get connected. That's really cool. So I'm doing good. It's already a week into the game. It's already one in-game week, and... Oh, I see. Well, because currently no one's waiting around, so... Alright, now let's research Tier 1. Wood crates depleted.
End of shift. Go rest all.
Let's go ahead and dismantle that building. That's where... Crash site. That's where our expedition was split up when our vehicles crashed during a snowstorm. Some of our precious supplies should be here. Yes! Oh my god. Fate of the Forgotten. There are plenty of priceless supplies in the wrecks of our expedition. Searching among the crates scattered in the snow behind the wrecks, we found the bodies. They're tangled together in a single frozen mass, as if these people were trying to find at least a bit of warmth before they died. We can do nothing for them, not even bury them. Well, take their resources. Return back to the base. Once you return, I'll probably send you either to the shelter or the gloomy cave. Heating problem. Captain, some of our people are concerned about the low temperatures in their homes. They quite sensibly point out that it's easy to fall ill when it's cold, and ask you to address the problem. So here's what I was talking about. So I can heat some of the homes, I can heat all of the homes, or I can ignore them and piss them off. It's more realistic to heat some of the homes. because it's really just as simple as me throwing the switch. You know what? I'm not as concerned about coal, so let's go ahead and just run that 24/7. You increase our stores. Word of advice, the wisdom of the crowd. Captain, when facing demands, remember this. People usually look for the quickest solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree to everything they ask for. If you fix the problem your way, it's fine. Well, thank you. Let's see, what are you assholes? Asshole. I say that like like I wasn't just cheering you on. Here we go, tech. Ah, haha. Scouts have returned safely to the city. I can disband the scouts from the beacon or send them back out into the Frostland. I will need to send them back out to the Frostland. Every second these guys are exploring, it's more resources I get for the city. Could be food, could be resource, could be worker, could be people. Whatever. As long as they're exploring, I'm getting resources. Shit, that's not good. And here's the problem I was talking about earlier. So, beneath the discontent and hope bar, that gray plus, that means those are sick people being treated. That one white cross above it is how many people are currently sick and are not being treated. So, I think I need to enact some health laws. Gravely will be kept alive, but untreated in medical posts. Hope will rise slightly. Discontent will rise slightly. Gravely ill will not be treated and remain a burden. Gravely ill will take up beds in medical posts. That shouldn't be an issue now. But I do need something from later down in that tree. This is only a half measure. We need an infirmary. Yeah, on that we can agree, Charles. I suppose it's better than letting them die. Maybe. Marginally. Speed up time. At least we're alive. Everyone's so lucky. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a problem. So now there is a new problem. That little plus on there means one of them is in treatment. And as you can tell by that bar, that research station is already operating at 80% efficiency. Alright. But I still have faith in these guys. More scouts equals, well, equals, but I can send out more people. And since I think it only costs 5 to build an expedition. Let's see, I'm gonna need to build another resource depot. sick absences. People on treatment don't go to work until they're healed. This lowers the efficiency of their workspaces. Numerous sick absences can seriously affect your economy. To get ahead of this problem, provide adequate health care by opening enough facilities to treat all sick people quickly. Glorious, glorious, beautiful bitches. Yes. Alright, Team 2, I am sending you out to the observatory. Unfortunately, I don't have any more engineers. Thankfully, I'm not too worried about the wood for now, but eventually those trees will run out. Thankfully, there is a wall drill I can build. I don't know if I can make the resource pop up. Yeah, I can't make it. But there is a drill I can put into here, because apparently, in some of this ice, there is frozen trees. Don't ask me how that works. That's just how it do. Few hardy crops can be grown here, supplying up to 35 raw food per day. I don't have the people for that, so I will not research it. I will, however, research this sawmill upgrade.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
What the hell? I can fit 2 more people in here. I can fit 1 more person here. Why are more people getting emitted? This will go into the cooked food. And as for laws, I think I know what to do with the children. Child labor, safe jobs, or child shelters. Now, if I do child labor, they can do... that opens up... I don't know how many kids I have, but that gives me a new pool to pull from. But I have a better idea. Since in all my playthroughs, really, medical has been an issue both times. So I think what I'll do is I'll do child shelters, because then if I do child shelters, I can have them help in the medical facilities, and then that helps immensely when dealing with sick people.
Listen, everyone.
Kids should do something useful during their time in the shelter. Makes sense to me, but they should do some learning as well. And learn they shall. Sturdy shelter. The shelter is well supplied and built to withstand even the worst weather. An advanced steam heating system protects it from the cold. The trail leads to another city. The shelter is comfortable and well equipped with emergency supplies. There's a notice posted by the heavy round door. To all scientists, if you use any supplies, remember to notify the quartermaster upon your return to the city. This means there's another city out there. A signpost by the trail and By the post points in 2 directions. London, 1,934 miles. Home, 27 miles. Take the resources and head to the steel bridge, my friends. Children cared for. The child shelter is ready, and the children are safe inside. People can work without worry that something will happen to their kids. Let's get moving. I wonder what we'll accomplish today. We made it so far. I think we could survive anything. Honestly, I am doing smashingly. But I need to hold off on building any more people-centric buildings for a minute.
The work shift starts.
Got 2 people on treatment. Shit. Resource Depot will be able to store 50% more resources. I will go with that. Scouts have reached the observatory. Alright, let's go see what they found. Something's amiss at the observatory. Snow covers the precious instruments, and the dome is open, letting out a thin column of smoke. Someone's inside. The sun is dimming. Instead of astronomers, we are met by some of our lost people. They explained that they came here for help, but found everybody dead. The astronomers continued their observations until they starved. What was so important for them? They wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of sunlight can't be explained solely by the fouling of the atmosphere by the southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. Oh, something I should explain. So, sometime in the 1800s, this volcano erupted. What was so interesting about that, or it was either some or a lot. One. It was one volcano. The interesting thing is that the eruption was so powerful that it actually made a whole year without summer because it blocked out the sun for that long. That's part of what this is based off of. Which, the sun is... I guess since this is an alternate reality, but really that's not plausible within our solar system in any reality. Because if the sun is dimming, that means... it could... well... I'm no astronomer. But usually, if something is funky is going on with our sun, it's because it is reaching the end of its life cycle. Alright, so for 16, I am not good. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 5, carry the 1. I think that's 35? Let me double check my math, because I'm not good with mental math because I need to visualize when I'm doing math. So 4 plus 19 plus 12. I was right, 35. Sweet. Escort them back to the city. We can discover more surroundings later. The nice thing about those heaters is I can also set what timetable they're on. Scouts have reached the bridge to Winterhome. A brass plaque on the bridge tower reads, "Built by the people of Winterhome in AD 1887. The bridge is kept completely snow-free by a working automaton." A functional automaton. We stopped at the bridge of a deep, wide ravine, marveling at the automatons sweeping snow from the roadway. It would be possible to send the machine back to our city or disassemble it for resources. Send it to the city, because these guys are going to be badass. We reprogrammed the automaton and sent it on its way. As it disappeared in the distance, walking steadily toward the city, the first wisps of snow started to settle on the bridge. Send you over there. Yeah, the automatons are great, because not only is it a free source of labor, it is a source of labor that does not require food, sleep, that does not require sleep. So I can essentially run it 24/7, and the only thing I really need to worry about is making sure I have enough coal. Speaking of... Oh, yes. So there's going to be 35 new people, so I will need to build 44 new tents. One. Oh, no. Can I cancel? Rotate? Search for other cities. Deserted bridge. Finding the bridge to Winterhome proved that we're on the right track. Sorry, some of this text is small, so my brain is swapping out letters. But raised questions. Why was the bridge deserted? Why wasn't the automaton under the care of an engineer? There are logical explanations to it all, but people are growing anxious. We'll find out in Winterhome. A note of thanks. We just wanted to thank you. Back in London, it was only the wealthy that didn't have to send their kids to work. In this new world you're creating, we can see things will be different. Hope will rise slightly. It was the right thing to do. It may be an untapped resource, but I think that untapped resource is far better served in the medical tents than it is working a mine. Alright, research. If nothing else... Can't do anything else in exploration. I'll eventually need those power upgrades. Okay, so I've hit a point where I need to start planning things out better. So I think for now, I will just research all those buildings. That way I just have it. And then I'll need to research Tier 2. And how long will you get? 4 hours? Psst, you guys are fucking kings. Unfortunately, I am going to need to work you a bit ragged. I'm sorry, but... Oh.
tools. The shift is ending.
I'm sorry, you guys are gonna hate it, but I need that research done. Promise fulfilled. You promised people warmth. You delivered. Scout Unit number 2 has returned safely to the city. 12 workers, 19 engineers, and 4 children. I can disband the scouts at the beacon or send them back out to the Frostland. Head to the Gloomy Cave. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a chance I could lose that second team. Was it tech? Yes. So let's build a workshop. I can now afford it. Then as a precaution, a new medical post. Okay, and then I think, if I remember correctly, not tech, resources. Go ahead and fast forward through that. Engineers, you guys pulled through on that. Well, technically you didn't, but... Weather station. There's nobody in the weather station, but everything still seems to be operational. We could try to find out what the scientists from the winter home were working on. Grim forecast. We found the scientists' notes. They predict that the Great Cold is going to get much worse. That what's more troubling is that the observations ended abruptly months ago. There's also not a can of Spam, not even a crumb of bread left in the pantry. It's obvious they've moved out for good. You can see the city of Winterhome from the roof of the weather station. Alright, you guys hit the convoy, and then once you do that, I want you to RTB. Abandoned station. The recent report from the weather station has got people talking. They're frightened that such an important facility was apparently abandoned. Some are starting to wonder whether the evacuation from London was a good idea. A few are lamenting openly. I know I shouldn't have come. At least London has real houses, not tents and wooden shacks. Hope falls slightly. We'll have answers soon enough. Just everyone calm down. What a lovely morning. I'm ready to take on the day. Today will be a good day. Oh, today will be a good day. I can feel it. That was a horrible British accent, and I apologize to all British people. Medic apprentices. Education is the key to our future. Let's teach our children medicine so they can help with the sick. Children from child shelters will help at medical facilities, raising their efficiency. Oh, that's a medical post. Good, let the kids learn. We need more medics. Well, it's certainly better than letting them bum about all the day. Let's see, I have... I have 9 workers who are currently not doing anything.
Get going. Time to earn your friend.
8 children not in shelter. Oh, okay, so I was right. It's something I have to build every so often. Okay, good to know. Let's see here. Let's just go ahead and research that. Let's hold off on building that for now. Let's get another child shelter going. Alright. I think once that thing goes up, that'll be it for this stream, because as much as I would like to keep going, because this is, I'm not kidding when I say this is a phenomenal game, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, and I do not want to stay up till 5 in the morning again. So that'll do it for this episode of Frostpunk. If you watched this while I was live, I appreciate you stopping on by. If you're watching this after the fact as any kind of archive footage, I also appreciate it. Tomorrow. What do I have planned tomorrow? So, oh, goodness. Tomorrow is another episode of Crash Bandicoot. Sorry. I'm a massive fan of Cat Icarus. The dude's fucking hilarious, and he's been referring to Crash Bandicoot as Cash Banuka. Why? I don't know. Because he thinks it's funny, and honestly, I think it's funny too. So, yeah, stop on by for that if you want to see me lose my shit over a immobile Bandicoot. And, yeah, that's all I have to say. So with that, and since this is how I end all my streams, as always, I hope you enjoyed.